Paleo quick tip of the day. Paleo quick tip of the day. Natural hobbies for natural health. Let's say you want to be healthy, a healthy paleo type of a person. You clean up your diet, substituting good fats and pastured proteins for your processed carbs and sugary stuff. Good for you. You start to exercise and use body weight movements instead of machines and weights. And start walking and sprinting barefoot instead of jogging long, slow distances in heavily cushioned running shoes. If you are doing these things, I guarantee you are now far more fit and healthy than before, and far more fit and healthy than almost anyone else around. Congratulations. If you also meditate or pray on a daily basis and drink a paleo green smoothie as well, why, you are not only healthy, you are, or are becoming, one of the most healthy and fit people on the planet. Congratulations. Now, you can just watch television endlessly in your free time, or perhaps crochet and start concentrating on your collection of Hummel figurines. Well, no. Your total lifestyle needs to be in sync. That is, to be a lifestyle that makes sense, a way of living that embodies the real values of a person grounded in the reality of the Paleolithic, or at least in the real values of necessary and desirable things, not just trivialities. What brought this to mind is the time of year. Today, I started my maple sap collecting. Actually, it was yesterday. And I continued it today, and then I started boiling some down today into syrup. Each phase of life should be centered around what is truly important and necessary for life. This week, the snow is almost gone. We still have big sheets of ice out in the woods and stuff, which is kind of a pain, but it won't last that much longer. And though the wet mud is still all too prevalent, it must be braved. For the maple trees are ready. They cannot wait. When it is still below freezing at night and gets into the high 30s and 40s in the daytime, like it has been here at last, why, that is when the syrup runs, or the sap runs. And so it means I need to run as well, through the mud and back again, drilling small holes into my maple trees, putting in the spiles, collecting the tubing, connecting the tubing, and otherwise setting the stage for the sap to run into collection buckets. After a bit, I needed to start a wood fire, which I did today, upon which I place a big pot or two of sap, which I keep filled as it boils down. Lower and lower as the water vapor boils away, and the sap gradually thickens more and more into the dark, potent brew we call maple syrup. A sweetener like raw honey that is far from just a sugar. It is a sweetener with many other compounds within it that benefit our health. For instance, did you realize that maple syrup has an antioxidant cocktail of beneficial compounds? It has some that are found in tea and some that are found in flaxseed. For a sweetener, it is very healthy indeed. For me, maple tapping not only gets me out into the early sunlight of spring at last and into building a big fire to keep going all day long, it also gets me out into the woods, back in touch with nature. I've spent the whole afternoon out boiling syrup. For although I walk in the woods all winter long, even when ski poles are the only thing that help me to stay upright on the ice, when I'm out in the spring, I hear the awakening sounds of nature all about me. Birds, small animals, deer, and even carnivores are stirring all around, reminding me that I am but a part of all of them. Often, I will find myself automatically feeding sticks and logs beneath my fire while replenishing the sap in the cookpot, but my main attention is on the woods and environment around me. The tending of the roaring fire and the continual pouring of sap and then replacement of the buckets is automatic. A background activity that keeps me in place in the woods. It makes me a part of nature itself. Before I know it, it will be time for lunch, and I will go up to the house to eat. But all too soon, I will know the drip buckets are full and the fire is getting low. So I will add more sap to the cookpot and add more logs to the fire. The process is not too arduous. It is all just about right. Enough to keep me working and busy, but not so much that I can't stop often to appreciate all that is about me. This will go on all day. It did today. And for the next few days, probably all week. Probably 2 weeks or maybe 3. And I realize now as I write this that although it takes up my days at this time of year, that I look forward to it all winter long, the first sign of spring. A moment when I can get outside without being burdened by heavy clothing, when I can smell the vegetation once again in the mud as the soil reawakens once again with life. When life once again becomes infused with something fecund, something sweet, not just the endless sterility of winter. Just as gardening is rejuvenative later on, maple sapping gives me a jump start. These natural hobbies are as important to me in my sense of place in the world as my very own health. And quite honestly, without them, I would have no true health, not at all. I would be cut off from nature, purposeless, like a nursing home resident confined to a bed or an office worker who only went home to watch TV after work and ate TV dinners. Thank God for the work of tapping trees outside. Hey, Leo, quick tip.